for me the plant that does not flower. The non-flowering flowers. The non-flowering flowers.
Napenda kutumia correct book because it's very efficient. Let's say now my book is far. I can just use it and then later I come and transfer it in another book. And these biros too, it's a rubber that you can rub. But yes, I love the other, but it cannot rub like this one. So this correct pen is very efficient because you can rub when you write wrong notes or spelling mistakes. So that's why I love correct book and correct pen.
I love the correct book because I have a dream of becoming a musician one time. So because the way of expressing my happiness is writing songs. If my book isn't around or it's filled up, I can use the correct book, and if I make mistakes, I can also use the correct pen to correct my mistakes, and it's much more better than the simple exercise books, because if you make mistakes and you're using a biro pen, you cannot correct it, so you gotta leave it like that.
Avoiding learners not to use those other papers for practice. Let them use this correct book for practice to keep the environment clean. Look at this exercise book. Angalia tu. Nani 200 pages. Angalia tu. Mtoto alikosa nini? Ha? Ha? Alikosa nini wewe? Alikosa what?
Today's event was about teaching with impact, and it was more of correct books and the correct pen.
Learning with Impact project is a project which is going to assist us very much, especially when we are implementing the curriculum, the competency-based curriculum, CBC.
I've learned that I need to prepare a lot of activities that are engaging, that my learners will be able to be on task throughout the lesson. Also in their parts, I know they will learn a lot. They will learn from peers. They will be able to cooperate. A lot of collaboration will be enhanced through this kind of training.
What I have learned and what has made me to be a good teacher is how to involve learners throughout the lesson, from the introduction, the development of the lesson, and the conclusion. And also, when I'm doing what we call the word assessment to the learners, I have learned the best method on how to assess the learners. Remember, the learners are a difference in class with the different abilities. So it assisted me as a learner on how to gauge these learners with the fast learners and those we call them the take timers, in order all the learners to be on board and every learner to do the assignment. Number two, as a teacher, it assessed me what we call the pedagogical approach, whereby most of the time I was using the lecture method. Sometimes when I'm involving the learners, it was so minimal. But after I attended this training, I have acquitted with a lot of experiences with the best method in order to handle all the learners. Those who are calling them the fast learners and those who are calling them the time takers.
We held a lesson, a demonstration lesson, where the school leaders acted as students, and I can tell you, if this one is what they are going to oversee being implemented in their schools, we expect there will be very positive impact, and the performance will improve. The aspect of the correct book will make teaching to have more impact, because at every level of the lesson, the learners are engaged.
So we find the issue with the correct book. It has been of great importance, especially to the learners, during learning activities and also teachers' activities. For example, when you are taking lessons, you give your learners time to do individually using the corrective books. Then thereafter, they come together as a group, and then they work on the worksheets, referring the corrective books and taking them to the workbooks. Then thereafter, they can present their lessons. Also, you can give assignments, like for mathematics, they can do calculations in the books using the corrective books. Then thereafter, after they get their answers correct, they transfer to their permanent books. So we find the corrective books are of more importance to the learners, also to the teachers, because we find the permanent books are well taken care of, same as the corrective books. It also reduces errors, like in English. We have writing words, maybe the learners can write words several times, the same word. So we find that it improves the perfection in the writing exercise. Also, we find in drawings, the learners who like drawing, they can perfect their drawings using the corrective books. If there is an error which the learner has made, he or she can correct on the spot without referring or without borrowing rubbers from their friends. So we can say the book is cost effective. It is cost effective because they will not be tampering with their permanent books. Most of the things like rough work, they will be working on the corrective books, then they bring to the permanent books.
Through this program, it has made me, before I edit my lessons, it's better. I make my learners to understand why do we learn these lessons or a certain topic. So when you make the meaning of learning to the learners, they enjoy and they know. After taking the lessons, we are able to apply these lessons in our day-to-day lives at home, in the future, and we can able to solve our day-to-day challenges.